Ugh. Oh, fuck. What have they done? What is this abomination? My waifus. How dare they do this to my waifus? Why? Why can't you be like them? Oh, fuck! I'll never forgive those Japanese. I need my waifus to be properly hand-drawn. Just like how I prefer my cottons to be. Hand-picked. Welcome, and here's another episode of YouTuber Rude-Nii's unstupid random anime content in Susan's Town. Or simply, why are you racist? The subject for today's video is an underrated anime that is fucked up in so many ways, but I still had a great time with. Presenting Aku no Hana, Flowers of Evil.
Have you ever licked split?
Fuck this view. Fuck these islands. Fuck the water. Just give me some fucking anime titties, man.
That's pretty accurate. Basically, this show is about teenagers experiencing puberty on crack, like max level settings. That's kind of it. That's it for today's video. Just kidding. I think the best way to start this discussion is to talk about the most controversial part of this show. The utter lack of authentic 2D fan service animation. I know what some of you are thinking as you look at these animations. That's not anime. That's fake anime. It just doesn't have that Japanese culture in it. I need the animations to be made through slave labor, you know? I won't watch it unless I feel the struggles of those damn Japanese in every panel. It just doesn't have that slave labor flavor, you know? And you have a point, though as small as your pee-pee. I'm sure most of you are already aware, but for those who don't know, this show was done through rotoscoping. To put it very simply, rotoscoping is done by tracing actual live-action videos to create animation. Basically, they got videos of real people acting and then traced it frame by frame to create the visuals of this show. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't like it, which makes me a bit sad, but I can't really blame them. Personally, I see animation as one of the many integral tools used in presenting a story, and even if things are done differently, like in this show, as long as it conveys the story properly, it's not really much of a problem. But of course, I'm well aware that people have their own preferences, and to be completely honest, I probably would have preferred the show to be animated traditionally back when they were adapting the manga, mainly for that authentic 2D titties. But now that I've seen the show, I really appreciate the fact that they decided to go this route, even if it's probably because of budget issues. See, even if they used the cheaper alternative, they made sure that the visuals delivered the theme and atmosphere of the story. Of course, using traditional animation could garner the same result, but it would have lost something important: uniqueness. See, whether you like the show or not, you can't deny that it's a unique show that will probably stay in your memories for quite some time. If you think about rotoscoping or eerie anime shows, it's probably one of the first few things that comes to mind. If you're presented with a compilation of anime clips from different shows, you could easily distinguish clips from this show among the others. Moving on, let's talk about the story itself. The whole story started because our main character here was horny and wanted to smell and taste some sweat from his waifu. Ugh. Why the fuck would you? Understandable. To describe the story in general terms, it's a psychological horror show with some slice of life elements with it. I know what you're thinking. Psychological horror plus slice of life? That doesn't sound right. I know. It's kinda like your penis plus a vagina. It doesn't add up because you're an insane. Thinking about psychological horror, we commonly think of plot twists that will push us out of our seats. Pacing that starts out by teasing our buttholes and then surprising us with the thrust of a big black cock. Okay, that's enough. You get the idea. Unlike most psychological horror shows out there that leads us to the edge of our seats and then smacks us with shocking twists out of nowhere, this show just puts us at the edge of our seats and then... that's it. You're just left in this uncomfortable spot, even after finishing the anime. You don't really get a solid resolution at the end of the show. Instead, they present the Season 2 teaser, which was successful in pushing me to read the manga. So before we move on, I'm sure some of you may be wondering how the transition from anime to manga felt like, especially with the art differences. Let me tell you, it actually felt natural, which really shows how good the anime adaptation was. Anyway, let's proceed with the manga. You think the anime was fucked up? Well, you're in for some more fuckery. I'm not exaggerating when I say that it gets worse. It really does, and to be honest, I was thinking of dropping it somewhere along the way because I thought the series was dissolving to another generic, edgy anime that does fucked up shit just for the sake of it. But since the manga was pretty short, I decided to just go on and finish it, hoping that my expectations will be wrong. And it was. See, after all those fucked up shit, we are presented with a bit of time skip. Without spoiling much, our main cast left their own town after all those fuckery that they've done. They went on in their separate ways, and our main character now studies in a new school. This is where the story changes and where we can finally see a glimpse of what the story is really all about. The purpose of all those fuckery that we had to go through. From dominantly psychological horror vibes, we get a switch here, wherein we get more of that slice of life atmosphere with a bit of romance. As I read up until the end, I realized the main purpose of the story. Cute, authentic 2D waifu character development. Specifically, the process of moving on from traumatic experiences. See, throughout the first half of the entire story, you will likely hate the main characters for all the stupid things they've done. But only because of this hate that you will feel the true satisfaction at the end of the story. When characters do evil deeds, we want them to get punished in order to feel a great deal of satisfaction, right? In some shows, we want them to be killed or maybe imprisoned. However, punishment won't necessarily disperse our hate for these characters, so we're still left with these negative feelings of hate. This is where the show did it right. Rather than simply punishing the characters, they actually go through the process of change. The story doesn't go into detail regarding how some of the characters change for the better or what drove them to do those fucked up things in the first place, but that doesn't take away from the satisfaction I felt from seeing these characters mature and own up to their mistakes. By making these characters be honest and mature enough to face the realities of their past, my heart slowly opened up to them. I did not expect to ever say this after watching the anime, but Flowers of Evil is actually a pretty wholesome story. Or probably not. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you haven't seen it, at least give it a try. I recommend starting with the anime then moving on to the manga, but if you really can't stand the animation and prefer that authentic 2D titties, you could just go straight to the manga. Please like and subscribe cause it may not look like it, but I do put a lot of effort in creating these videos, so your support is really appreciated. By the way, check out my video about the anime where Hitler got isekai'd. I've put in some pretty funny stuff there, so please check it out. To end this video, here's a quote from the series to live by. Amogus.